Hello there, I am Ginkgo the Silver Fox. I am the kitsune with the silver fur and golden heart. And today I am officially 108 years old. Thank you. Thank you, UV. Can't see the celebration on my end, but I think it goes on the other end. There it is, yep. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, indeed, I have grown a year older and wiser today. Now, those of you who are not familiar maybe with VTubers and avatars and online personas and such, you're wondering, 100-year-old man using the internet and streaming, that doesn't seem right. Well, let me tell you a story first of why I decided to have lore-wise over 100 years. Well, that's because the kitsune, the Japanese spirit foxes from their mythology, they gained their special powers, especially the powers of shapeshifting, at 100 years. And they also slowly but surely grow more and more tails until they reach the fabled 9 tails. Currently, as you can see, I'm at 2. And as a fox, I can shapeshift into human form, but it is known that the disguises are imperfect, and therefore sometimes the foxy features come out, especially the tail and ears and so on. But overall, to give you a bit more background, foxes are like my spirit animals. If you ask me what's my favorite animal and I can just pick one, fox would certainly be there. And yeah, that's how I ended up with this persona. Fun fact, initially I was thinking the opposite of my background, like I would be a human who would have a spirit fox companion and could turn into a fox, but then I learned about the mythology of the Japanese foxes because I love Japanese culture and mythology. So I went with the reverse. So a fox who can take human form. And I think it turned out all rather well. Now, there are 3 things that I wish to share with you today. 3 new things. I was debating on what I should start with, and I think I will start with some new art. What do you guys think? You already discovered, especially Mao, one of the new things. But before that, I would start with this right here. Bam! And as of this moment, I have also posted it on my Discord in the Safe for Work art section. So, this is the latest update, so to speak, to my fox form. Since its conception back in the day before I started out, I had a regular fox form. I mean, not regular fox form, a fox with a single tail. And over the years, I have gained a chibi fox or young fox kid form. But all of my artwork that I commissioned, all of the fan art that was created was mainly with my human form. So I wanted something for the fox form as well, the true form, so to speak. And like I said a bit earlier, as kitsune grow older and get to that magical 1000 years, they grow more and more tails. So this one has 3 tails right now, and I love the background with the moon and the stars. That's often featured in my theme as well. If you can see it in the background as well. Well, here it's a sunset, but yeah. You can, of course, view it on Discord as well. If you wanna save it for your collection, feel free to do so. Yes, I like your attitude. Indeed, it is more opportunity for fluffy tails. And there is actually, hold on a sec, there's a transparent version of this as well. I thought I might be able to use this later on for thumbnails, videos, or just as asset sometimes on my stream here and there. I specifically requested some ghostly, eerie, fiery glow with the tails. So yeah, I really like how it looks, and I'm glad you guys like it as well. So that's one thing. The other thing would be the emotes. You already discovered some of them, but thanks to the lovely artist who also made all sorts of art for me when I first became affiliate, emotes, sub badges, flair for the tier 2 and tier 3 logo as well. On my request, she made a total of 8 new emotes, and some of them I made to be animated ones. So let me go through them one by one. So this is the sunglasses, the Ginkgo Cool emote. I will make probably a toggle of this as well. You may remember that my Fox Kit form also has the toggle just to put on some sunglasses. This was inspired from multiple places. I think it's a common emote template across multiple channels. There are 2 places where I've seen it personally. One is at Bibli's channel, a channel that I have followed for a while, and also Papa Ray, whose emote I cannot show off at this moment, but thought it would be like a father and son thingy where he has a sunglasses emote and I have a sunglasses emote myself. Yes, I am a cool fox indeed. The other one, let's see, I didn't pick a certain order. Like before, I tried to have a mix of both my human form and fox form as well. So we have the prayer. So you guys can use this when I'm pulling gacha or something along those lines and hoping for good luck, or hoping for me to beat the boss. You can now use this prayer emote. Indeed. Come on, SSR Pool. Well done, well done. You got the idea. Now, all of these that I'm showing here are subscriber emotes, but occasionally I do shuffle emotes around when there's like some kind of special occasion, so I may move some to the follower emotes. Technically, I have more emotes than slots that I can fill. It's actually thanks to Papa Ray, who generously gifted me 50 subs for my stream anniversary this year. It's thanks to that I was able to unlock new slots, so that's why I asked my friend Azaria to do these. But yeah, this month I brought back this emote. This is not a new one, but this was drawn by the Divis, and they like to do these LGBT emotes, and I asked them to do one for me with the ally flag. Love the way it looks. But as for new emotes, I know you, for example, UV, you like to boop the nose. So now there's a boop emote with my chibi fox in the foreground, of course, and the booping. If headpads are not your thing or headpad is too much, then there's always booping. And speaking of another emote that's in fox form, I may need to ask for an update on this. I'm not sure how well it is shown in like the small size, because I've mainly seen it in the bigger size before it's resized by Twitch. This is the dead emote, or I call it the exhausted emote. I already had like a sleepy emote, but I thought I would have something like this as well. You can also use this emote when I die in game for whatever reason and I need to be notified that I died. Thank you for the daily energy. Also remember to stay hydrated, especially on this hot summer day. It's 30 degrees Celsius right now, and it sure shows, and I had to go outside earlier, so yeah. Wasn't pleasant, but actually not that interesting of the story, but some of you may know already that I help out our local priest with computer stuff every now and then. And today, out of all days, he again asked me when I would be finished with work and if I could drop by. I'm like, sure, I'll drop by after 6:30 p.m. and I'll see what I can do. So yeah, that's what happened. What the heck is this? I just noticed this over here. Huh. Must have been something from an earlier stream that maybe I don't have any use for anymore. Oh, now it's asking me to delete 2 items, so I'd rather not do that. Oh, the time! The clock! The clock seems to be messed up. Okay, let me hide it right now, and I'll deal with that later. So yeah, I have taught a priest, but thankfully it didn't last for too long, because like, bless his heart, he already figured out how to scan a document, how to find the document that was scanned, how to rename that document, how to write an email. He just doesn't know. Thank you, Neo. Thank you. Yeah, as I was saying, he knows how to write an email, but he didn't know how to attach files to it. So that's basically what he needed help with. And you know, since it was my birthday, he also treated me for a shot of Romanian spirits, Palinka. So that was good. And this way I didn't have to order the pizza that I wanted for my birthday. I just picked it up on the road. So, you know, silver linings to everything. But yeah, thank you Neo, for the birthday wishes. I'm glad you managed to drop by. I was just showing off some art over here, but you can also find it on Discord. So yeah. Yes, I am looking extra foxy, but the real updates is gonna be coming later. For now, I am uh, going through all the new emotes, thanks to the extra emote slots that I unlocked back during my anniversary. Um, so we have these four so far: the cool, the prayer, the nose pooping, the dead emote. But can't forget about the others as well, which are animated through Twitch, because honestly I didn't have the budget, because animating emotes can be just as expensive as animating art on its own in some ways. So yeah, I just let Twitch do its thing. So I always wanted a note-taking emote, so now I have my own, and I decided to give it like, it's technically called the giggle animation, but it looks like I am nodding while vigorously writing down stuff. I like to drop trivia now and then, so now you guys can react with this if you want to note things down. And I couldn't believe that I didn't have an emote that expressed, like, I had emotes that expressed charm and sometimes frustration, blushing, anger, but I didn't have an emote that expressed like pure joy. So now I went the with a laughing emote right here. All of these emotes should be attributed as well already, so you can see the artist. She does have a Twitch channel, even though she no longer streams. But I will provide the link to her Twitter X in a moment. Next, the excited emote, which I see Neo has found as well. Hope it looks good. I feel like maybe it moves a bit too fast. I might be able to change one of the animations, but hopefully you can see the sparkles and you know the way the hands are at the chin, like, ooh, like I'm so excited. That sort of stuff, you know. And last but not least, the hug emote. I just decided to make this another, because I had another animated slot. It's not necessarily something that needs to be animated. Yeah, or excited for new emotes. But yeah, me hugging my fox kit form. It's pretty much, I would say the direct inspiration would be from a channel called Snow Hunter. They have been an artist who debuted the same year as I have, and they do lots of 3D art. Like basically that's their profession. They make 3D models, and they had this hug emote with their mascot, and basically I am my own mascot in a way. Like my fox kit doubles as a channel mascot. So yeah, now I have my version. And the way it slides in from the left to the right, you can like interpret it as like the fox runs up to me and like pushes me to the back a bit, and yeah, we just have a wholesome moment. So let me see if I counted correctly. It should be 8 total new emotes. Hopefully I didn't forget to put any up. No, it looks right. And of course, since Neo is here, I should also mention that he provided. I like to have a mix of emotes from all over the place. Like these, for example, are from Neo. Actually, yeah, I have emotes from multiple artists, like the Raid, the Secret. Some of them are bit reward, some of them are subscription. But yeah, these are all from Neo Shion VT. then there's this one, which was a gift from Mr. Satan's son. He's named actually after the Dragon Ball Z character, not the devil. He has a friend who does pixel art and pixel emotes, and you can actually see the extra attribution there, Posaban, and that's how I got my waving pixel emote. Oh, I was your first commission for emotes, at least. I am honored. Yeah, Neo did, I think, a really good job and at a really good price as well. So I don't know if you're currently accepting commissions, but if you guys are looking for new emotes in the future, I can wholly recommend Neo as well. But I want to also do a shout out to the artist. Oh, that's not it. It looked like it worked for a set, but this is actually the one. Yeah, like if you click on an emote, you can see the details, including the artist, but that links to their Twitch page, and this one is the link for Twitter. And fun fact, Azaria actually is one of my friends that I met through D&D. Both her and her husband play with us regularly. In fact, we're gonna have another session this weekend. Originally it was slated for tomorrow, but it was pushed to Sunday, but it's fine. It's still the weekend, so it works out. When I first started playing D&D, I had a lot more time to, and everyone else in the group also had more time to play during weekdays as well, but nowadays it's mostly weekends, and Sundays, Saturdays sometimes are occupied with other stuff, so yeah, D&D bring us all together. And yeah, Azaria is also an artist. She also has a Facebook page. I don't know if you guys are on Facebook. That's also where she shows off her art on a regular basis. And she does have this client, like this recurring client, who keeps asking for art for their Star Wars fan character or something like along those lines, or original character. Like it's a Twi'lek, basically, if you know what Twi'leks are. Anyway, I'm rambling on. These were the emotes that I wanted to show, and you can use them right now if you are a subscriber. And if you are connected through Discord, you will also be able to use them on Discord as well. And I showed this off to my, speaking of people who are subscribers, they also have access to a special channel on my Discord. Again, you need to have your Twitch and your Discord account connected. And yeah, you can then use these emotes on my server as well. Maybe not just the server, maybe whole Discord itself. I'm not 100% sure how that works. But yeah, I'm glad you like them, and I hope you'll make good use of them. And hopefully there's gonna be more emotes in the future as well. Now, before I go on to the next big reveal, I need to have Nitro to use it outside the server. Naruhodo. Okay, that's how it works. I'm gonna be uploading some more pictures, but I have to use my phone for that. There we go. And I'll share it on stream as well, but first this one goes on my Discord. There we go. This one goes to photography. I think that's the best location for it. There we go. And now let me do a little app capture magic. We are. So yeah, this is the channel that I was talking about. Again, if you are connected with Twitch and Discord, you can... This is like a bonus to subscribers. In this channel, I usually have early previews, behind the scenes stuff. But the one I wanted to show right now is here on the food channel. So this is my birthday pizza. I already finished it because it was just before stream, and like the country that was founded by my ancestors in the 9th century, I was Hungary, so yeah, I already finished it, but wanted to show it off. It's a pizza called Eros, like the Greek god and the word for one of the types of love. Despite the Greek name, this is, I feel like it's more of a Mexican pizza, because it's the Eros mix that they call it. It's a mix of black beans, some kind of spicy sauce, and beef, like ground beef. And of course, there's plenty of cheese on it as well. It's very unique among... There are many pizza shops in my city, but this one really stands out, and I like to have it every now and then. Certainly one of those pizzas that you eat first and then just deal with the consequences later, but it was very tasty, and I didn't eat a lot throughout the day, so I think maybe calorie-wise I'm still fine. Also from the same pizza place I had a bit of chocolate ice cream as well. Because, you know, it's summer, it's hot, gotta have some ice cream every now and then. And this one right here is actually birthday merch from another VTuber. When she had her birthday, she launched some merch. I wasn't gonna deal with merch right now, but like I said, I bought this. It was actually for her birthday, Bibli Darling's birthday, and I was like, hey, I can wear this hat on my birthday as well. So when I went out to help the priest and get my pizza, I was strolling around with this trucker hat that says happy birthday. And yeah, it has an anime figure on top, no shame. I'm 100 years old, I don't care what people think anymore. Well, I do care on a certain level, but what I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't feel ashamed in this day and age of what you are wearing. No, nobody asked about it, but one of the acquaintances that I met, they immediately wished me happy birthday. Maybe they knew, but maybe they realized also from the hat. So yeah, it was nice. Just wanted to show you this cap right here. So yeah, let me move towards the middle, because now it's time for the final bigger reveal for today, and then we'll probably be moving on to some light chatting and a bit of gaming in the background. So, you know, it's like tradition with VTubers these days to do some kind of teasing and dropping down from above, or, you know, stuff like what I did before is I was either blurred or darkened, and then slowly I revealed it, but I decided this time I will keep it simple, because the differences are a bit subtle, but I would say still significant. So let me just change the model right here. Hopefully I have the right one. And let's see. There I am. So I got this updated model in April. My updated custom model, that is, during my April anniversary. And there are some new things with it with this current 2.1 version. Not sure if it's noticeable. It's not as accurate with webcam tracking, but there is a significant change that wasn't there before. The eyebrows, they are moving. Let me get a bit closer. They are actually moving now, so I can be a little more expressive. Wait, let me double check the parameters. I swear while I was testing it was moving a lot more than now. Hang on. Hello, Dragon. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Okay, let me calibrate for a sec. Yeah, it's a little, like I said, it's subtle, but if I go back to my old model, you notice that the eyebrows are not actually moving at all. I can change some parameters here actually, because there's 4 parameters in total, 2 for each eyebrow. So let me mess with that a little bit. Wait, there was a special way of me frowning that really made the eyebrows frown as well. But yeah, you guys do see it, right? The way it's moving around. Once I get an iPhone, it's gonna look even better, but the groundwork has been laid for eyebrow movement, so let me go back to the old model so it's easier to compare for a sec. So right here, I'm moving my eyebrows, but you know, there's nothing at all. I mean, it is moving while winking. And back to the new thing, 2.1. Can already see like the difference. It's maybe not spectacular, but it does look overall more animated, right? And of course I still have the old toggles that I wanted to maintain. can. And bring my hand to my chin. I of course have the fox ears. I have the darkened forehead. This was actually inspired by the pre-made model that I had before I got my own custom model. I just like this trope in anime because when you have the darkened forehead, when a character has a darkened forehead, you know that they are angry and should probably be running. Of course, the star eyes. The star eyes and the heart eyes were present in the pre-made models, and they were brought over to my fox kit model as well. And earlier this year, for the sake of consistency, I also asked them to have on my custom model something that I didn't have before. And there's of course the blushing toggle that was there since April. The crying. The anger that, you know, already deforms my eyebrows, and this one actually gave me the idea, hey, could you make tracking for my eyebrows? The Papa Ray was like, sure, I can do that, and yeah. Is it more animated overall? It is a possibility, because Papa Ray said that she wasn't fully satisfied with how the first rigging worked out, because she was still learning some stuff, and yeah, she wanted to do some adjustments. So I think, like, this isn't just a couple of parameters that were newly added. Like, I actually got a new model file, and it has its own folder, so it is likely that it is more animated than my previous one. And yeah, just like eyebrows, if you think about it, they can express a lot in a human face, and of course it will never be as expressive as a real-life human face, but one of the things that got me into VTubing is this whole technology with the tracking, and that's what fascinates me the most. And there is one more toggle that I wanted to say for last, but you might already guess what it is, because I talked about this in the beginning of the stream and you saw some art of it. So here we are. From 2 tails, I now have 3. And I wanted to change the animation on these, because when I had 2 tails, they moved around a bit. They were a bit crazy overall, but I wanted a more fluffy and also more wave-like movement. So now I have basically these 3 prongs. That's it. Yeah, UV always trying to steal the fluff, but yeah, I now have, so this is my full fox mode in human form still. But yeah, hope you guys like it. Of course, as I move around, oh, I was tracking for a sec. Fun fact about this, let me jump back to the old models real quick. So this is Ginkgo 1.0, at least when it comes to Live 2D. I already had 2 tails with this, because when I went with my first custom model, I already wanted to have more than 1 tail to signify my growth. You know, kitsune, as they grow older, they grow more tails. And then later, well, not later, earlier this year, well, later on and earlier this year, when I got my Ginkgo 2.0 for my anniversary, during that time, I got an update to like my face mostly, and I asked an update for Tails as well. But a couple months later now, for my birthday, I wanted to have 3 tails, and I don't know yet if I'm gonna have a new tail, an extra tail every year. Mostly Kitsune are described with 2 tails, 3, 5, 7 maybe sometimes, and of course the most famous one, the 9. I do want to eventually reach 9, but I haven't decided at what rate. But anyway, this 2-tailed model basically just had a lifespan of, I would say 2 months, little less than 2 months, because now with this new one I have a triple. And I'm not saying I will not bring back the 2-tailed model or the old model. I will have probably some channel redeems so you can swap in between them, just how I had you know, redeems for me to switch to, for example, to switch to my pre-made models or my Fox kit model. I wanted to set up those redeems and toggles today, but I didn't end up having the time for it. But to be fair, I woke up really early, which wasn't my plan for my birthday, but it was worth it because I could watch my Oshi Zeta and she wished me a happy birthday, so started off great. Work was pretty okay, not so stressful, but there was a meeting that was supposed to happen on Wednesday and was pushed to today, and yeah, management is rushing us because some things are gonna get decommissioned at the end of the month and we need to make sure transition to the new systems is going well, and yeah, we would love more time, but we don't get more time, so yeah. That was one of the unpleasant parts, as well as having to go out into the heat right after work, but right now I'm here, I am just chilling, celebrating my birthday with you guys, so overall it turned out great. So I'm happy about this. So yeah, do let me know what you guys think about these updates. Like, you need to look a bit closely to... I need to like practice how to frown properly to move the eyebrows down. But you guys already said it is a noticeable change, even if it's somewhat subtle. So yeah. Yeah, more immersion, and I love the way the tails move as well. It's like not too hectic, not too chaotic, nothing crosses over, but yeah, looks great. It's almost like a representation of a real flame, like a campfire or flames dancing, or maybe you can even see it as a 3-pronged trident. Although I'm not really water related, I'm more of a fire guy. So yeah, I'm probably gonna leave this on. This for today, and in the future it will definitely be toggles, and you guys can bring it out or hide it, depending on your wishes. So yeah, that is all for the reveals. Now, last year when I had my birthday stream, the thought of that is sadly gone. because last year I wanted to start with some fun facts and history lessons. Like, I showed some videos because June 6th was D-Day back in the Second World War, and it's also Swedish National Day. And my mistake was that I was showing footage of a YouTube video that had photos that belonged to some kind of media agency, and they claimed copyright, and that 7-hour stream was just taken down, no appeal helped, and yeah. On the bright side, after a while the copyright strike vanishes if I don't have any other infringements, and I don't have any. But yeah, last year I also played some more games. This year I kind of distributed the celebration to multiple days. Yesterday was my gaming day where I played a lot of my favorite games. Today I just wanted it to be more chatting, and also sort of a ask me anything or just get to know me session. I will boot up a game to run in the background that's more like idling and me pressing the A button, but let me start off actually with a poll. If I can remember how to do it. I know there's /poll, but I'm pretty sure there's also a button for it. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Pretty sure I can have more than 5 options. So it's a maximum of 5 options for polls, it seems. Yeah, I think it's actually the, what's it called? The predictions that can have more than 5 options. Okay, I misremembered that, but it's okay. I will leave it 2 minutes. And in the meantime, I boot it up. So, I had the opportunity to visit several countries during my 108 years. And let's see, what do you guys think? Some of these are easy to figure out if you've been paying attention over the years. But some of it may be guesswork. Which country did I not visit yet? Oh, Stream Elements is also announcing it, but yeah, it's up at the top. In the meantime, I'm gonna launch the capture utility software. Feel free to bring in your votes. There's no prize for it. I was considering maybe doing a prediction if you wanted to gamble with your channel points, but go ahead and put up your best guess. Well, I hear a sound. Is one of my Joy-Cons low on battery? Yeah, the software is not working properly. we started. Okay, the poll has ended, and it's a toss-up between Vietnam and Malaysia. Certainly two countries in Asia that are pretty far from my homeland. But as it stands, I did in fact visit Malaysia. Last time it was multiple times actually, but last time it was in 2019. And I went there for work actually. I was sent as a delegate of my company for the new offices that we were opening there. And it's thanks to that I was able to also take my vacation in Japan. So I had been sent for like a month to Malaysia, and at the end I took a 2-week vacation, and of course from my own money I visited Japan, and of course it was a shorter trip and more and cheaper. So yeah, Vietnam is the one that I haven't visited yet. Might happen because some of my colleagues went to Vietnam, I think earlier this year or last year, I don't remember exactly, one of those two. But yeah, that right answer was Vietnam. Oh, I see. So one of the processes. Yeah, okay. I think I see why it didn't work, because an old process was stuck in Task Manager. Toggle full screen. I'm gonna stop the wonderful music from Yuri for now so it doesn't interfere with the Pokemon music. Okay. Make sure it works. There it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's back to Pokemon for me. By the way, my congratulations to those who managed to obtain the Switch 2 yesterday. I'm still on the Switch 1, but I'll get it eventually. It's mainly budgetary reasons why I couldn't get it. Also, it was a very limited stock, and I will probably get it because later this year, because Pokemon Legends ZA is coming out, and I'm fairly certain that they're gonna have a special edition of Switch 2. Shiny Hunt is back. Yes, this is in fact a Shiny Hunt, but it's a lot more relaxed and a bit more monotonous. Now, why is that? Because I captured a lot of Vulpixes for my earlier Shiny Hunt, and there's an NPC here who will trade a so-called Cantonian Vulpix, so a regular one, with a so-called Alolan Vulpix, and this is the only way to obtain them in this game. And the way you obtain it is you trade in your regular Vulpixes for a Cantonian Vulpix, and you keep your fingers crossed that it's gonna be a shiny. It doesn't have to be a shiny, the one that you trade, it's all random. Now the caveat of this is that compared to the regular shiny hunts where you just keep on capturing the same Pokemon over and over again, and you increase your chances with the combos and the lure and the shiny charm. This one is not affected by all those things. So this is the so-called full odds shiny, meaning I have a 1 in 4096 chance to get a shiny. And that, of course, because the way probability works, it doesn't mean that in 4096 I am guaranteed to get, like the 4096 trade will guaranteed to be the shiny Pokemon. No, it means that it's still 1 in a 4096. Only the most diehard people go for this method. Also, Alolan Vulpix, so the difference between, even though it's technically the same species, one is a fire type, other is an ice type, and Ninetales is still a fire type, while Alolan Ninetales is an ice fairy type. And they have like different strengths and weaknesses and movesets and so on. So as I acquired a whole bunch of, like, I didn't count, but I think well over 100 Cantonian Vulpixes, I now have plenty to trade. So I was thinking, while we are talking and just, you know, celebrating my birthday, in the background I keep on doing these trades. I can turn off the music actually and put in some more chill music. What do you guys think about that? But it's basically me pressing the A button over and over again as I select my Vulpix, say yes, and the trade animation goes on. Okay. Let me get some music from the OG crew, the same people who I can thank for my intro, BRB, and outro music. Okay. Let's see, playlists. Forest music, medieval music, water music, fantasy creatures music. Fantasy creatures music sounds promising. Dark music, water, air, and earth fantasy creatures. Medieval again. Music from around the world. Best classical music. These are only 9 videos though. I'm gonna go with fantasy creatures music. Why not? Making sure it's not too loud. Okay, so wish me luck. It's highly unlikely that I will get a shiny today, but if I do, I will be very happy. It would be a nice birthday surprise. I already have 3 shiny Cantonian Ninetales, but I don't have a shiny Alolan Ninetales yet, so with any luck I will get it. And thank you for the luck boost as well. Thank you guys. Alright. So, before I do the next poll, is there any question you would like to ask me? Can be a bit more personal, but nothing too personal. Something you are curious about, something to get to know Ginkgo the Silver Fox a little better. And I'll do my best to answer it. Offer a straight. But yeah, I basically just hold the Joy-Con here and keep on pressing the A button. If I could add or remove one thing from the world, what would it be? That's a very interesting and it's like complicated question. What would I remove? I'm not an economy expert, but I would love it if, because there's probably all kinds of political and economical and different reasons, but I would make traveling more streamlined because there are things now in the world, um, like not things, places in the world that are very hard to visit and require all sorts of visas. And I know security is a big thing, a big issue, but basically, is what I'm trying to get to is, well, actually, it's two things that I would add or change or remove. I guess it's a combination of adding, changing, and removing. One, make traveling to places to, because I would like to travel all over the world, but for some places I need special visas. For some places it's very hard to get into, very selective. I would like a system, a more streamlined traveling system without long queues at the border. Sure, have some paperwork that identifies who you are and why you're coming, but don't have all these 10 billion kinds of visas and passports. And the second, I would love a global currency, because I know many sci-fis and futuristic fiction has like a global currency like credits or Earth coins or something like that. I would love if everywhere in the world we don't deal with stupid exchange rates and regional prices, and in some places it's more expensive, in other places it's less expensive. I would just want, you know, globalized travel and globalized standardized travel and global currency. I know that's just the first thing that came to my mind when you asked that question. So yeah, I hope I was making sense with that. I know it's a long way to go there, and probably plenty of reasons why it may never come true, never become true. But yeah. Thank you, UV. Personal question: am I a vampire? No, I am not. I know Romanians, especially those in the Transylvania region, are thought to be vampires, and the person who made the vampire accent very popular was a Hungarian actor, Bela Lugosi, but that was just pretty much his so-called native accent. Foxes can bite too. Yes, that's true. We are wild animals after all. I think I heard this term before. Anything with a mouth can bite, so yeah. Do be careful. But no, I am not to my knowledge at least, I am not a undead creature who wants to feed on the blood of the living. See, but the vampire kitsune would be really cool. Well, I guess one thing that may satisfy your question or fantasy is the fact that I do have fangs. So there you go. If you want, because of that, for me to be a vampire kitsune, that is fine. Fantastic. Yeah, ooh, this is gonna be... I said ooh because one thing you should know about Vulpix is that while some Pokemon species have an unequal distribution of male and female specimens, for Vulpix it's more common for them to be female, like 75% versus a 25% male, so I actually got a shiny male Vulpix, but that can be considered more rare than a female. So if I not only get, if I don't not only beat the odds of 1 in 4096 to get the shiny Alolan Vulpix, but also male shiny Alolan Vulpix, that's great. But I don't want to even think about or calculate what the exact odds of that is. But yeah, 25% chance for there to be a shiny. And the thing is, there's a very, very subtle difference between shiny and non-shiny Alolan Vulpix. Both are kind of whitish in color, but the shiny version has more blue feet, and I believe it's more of a silvery color than white. So I am basically just spamming the trade, and I might not notice a shiny. It's easier to tell later on when I'm checking my boxes, like the decks, to see if I in fact got a shiny, because there's gonna be a shiny star around it. But yeah. Okay, here we go. Initiate a new trade, and I will do a new poll, and I'd like your opinion. Okay. Make a poll. Do I not have enough to... oh. Okay. All of these will be Japan related. Okay, and third one. There we go, 2 minutes. And this time we are doing things 2 truths, 1 lie style. First one, I met the... I couldn't write the whole thing, and also I don't want to get in trouble, but first one is that I met the very first tentacle hentai artist. Second one, I went to a wasabi farm. And third, I visited the Mazda factory in Hiroshima. That's where the OG headquarters are. So, guess which one of these is the lie? Okay. We have one vote already for the Mazda factory. Does anyone else want to weigh in, perhaps? I'm trading a male for a female. That's okay. Maybe this one will be a shiny. It's a tie, okay. Well, someone's gonna be correct eventually. I guess it's inevitable. Let's see, who's it gonna be? Now, the tricky part here is that not all of them happened in Japan, but two of these are indeed something that happened, and one of them did not. And let me just check who voted for what. Or can I not see who voted what? I just... No, I cannot see the person, so... Well, whoever guessed went to a wasabi farm is correct, because that one I did not do. I just watched a video about someone else going to a wasabi farm. So the first one actually happened, but it wasn't in Japan, it was in Germany at Dokomi. I believe either not last year. Last year I don't think I went to Dokomi. May have been 2 years ago. Good stuff. Don't say that out of context though. I think, let me check. I may have posted that in my not safe for work art section on my Discord, but I did meet the guy, and he kept telling about the stories about how he became and why they went with tentacles, because heavy censorship, and with tentacles they could go around it. No, I have not posted anything about it, but yeah, I have in fact met the guy. I think I actually still have his business card next on my desk. His name is Toshio Maeda. Yeah, I have a business card from him, and he has a website and everything. Yeah, you remembered, Mao. Nice. Yeah, Dokumi actually started today. It's right on my birthday, but yeah, I decided this year I will not go. Maybe I'll go next year, especially if Yuri is gonna go as well. The thing is, I didn't know any people to go to Dokumi with. It was fun for the first 2 times, and no, 3 times. 3 times actually. And Lumi, my favorite streamer from Twitch, went there too, but last year she didn't go, or she only went for... No, she only went during the day I wasn't at, because last year I decided to be a bit crazy and went to both Dokumi and TwitchCon in the same weekend. I will go next year, yeah. And yeah, Lumi was there on Saturday and I was only there on Friday because I decided to go for TwitchCon on Saturday and Sunday. So it was a bit of a hectic travel, but you know what? I was pretty much in you only live once mode, and I wanted to visit it. And I did in fact visit the Mazda factory in Hiroshima. That was during my 2019 Japan travel. There's a pretty fun story about it actually. It wasn't in my original plan to visit the car factory. I'm not really a big cars person, to be honest, but back in Kyoto, which was my stop before Hiroshima, I was basically pub crawling one evening, and I met this couple from the UK. The guy, I may misremember it, but I know one of them was Scottish, the other one was Irish. I don't know if it was the man or the woman, the Scottish and Irish, but I digress. They they were actually traveling around Japan at the same time, and they told me about this car factory in Japan, the Mazda factory, and they were pretty impressed with it. And it's apparently free. You just need to go to a website and pre-register for it, and that's what I did. And I was like, heck yeah, free tour, and I get to see how cars are made and see some of the latest models. And apparently there's some kind of gotcha going on the assembly line, so to speak, because there is like a certain model that is usually red color, but every now and then there's an orange colored one, and the orange one is very limited edition. So of course it's based on orders as well, but the orange for whatever reason is more rare, and I think because of that also slightly more expensive. I couldn't take pictures of the actual assembly line, we were forbidden from that, but I think I still have some pictures from that trip. And yeah, well, it was a fun little excursion, and I learned that the guy who first founded Mazda Factory, he was I think it was his birthday when the atomic bomb hit, and he didn't die right away, but soon after it. So yeah, should have taken a few pictures. Yeah, if I had a successful, going with D&D talk, if I had a successful sleight of hand check, then maybe I could have gotten away with it. But yeah, I didn't. I wasn't feeling adventurous, or that adventurous that day. So yeah, I didn't visit a wasabi farm. Maybe next time I'm in Japan. But I did watch a video, and it's interesting how the plant is pretty finicky. It needs to be very shaded area and also next to water, and you don't actually know how big the stalk is until you pull it out. So yeah. And also, like, the wasabi pastes that we get here in the West is just very small percentage of wasabi powder. It's not real. The real deal is in Japan. And I believe some people in Scandinavia tried to grow it, but there are probably all kinds of permits and different techniques that need to be known about growing the plants. So yeah, it is a catch-up basically, yes. But yeah, some of these stalks were really big, and even the coloring, as they grated the fresh wasabi, they had like a more of a minty color than the green color that you see in sushi restaurants. Very interesting. Oh, this one is a male, Alolan Vulpix. Let's see if this is the one. Let me see actually if I can grab, because when the big Pokemon streamers and YouTubers, when they do shiny hunts, they often have a PNG or maybe even a GIF of their target. So let's see if I can find an image of... This way I also have a reference and probably can tell better. Okay, shiny Alolan Vulpix. Pokemon Let's Go. Also, by the way, Vulpix is a version exclusive to Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. So those who have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, they can't, they need to get it through trades. Okay. Let's see, can I just do a copy paste here? course it doesn't work just with a copy paste. Let me see. Okay, I guess then I'll go with the good old save and then upload. I think fresh wasabi is still pretty spicy. Well, it's too bad this is a transparent image, but of course it's monetized and or it's saved as a WebP file. Let me see if that actually works. I don't think I can upload WebP files. Okay, image. No, WebP files don't work. Okay, let's do this another way then. Sorry for the noise. Okay, let me do it this way then. Shiny Aloe Volpe. Then add source, image. Oh, maybe the WebP file will work after all. Let's see. Yeah, it worked. Okay, great. So it's not very noticeable, but it does have more of a blue hues at the bottom of the tail and also the feet. So let's see if we can get one of these to appear on our screen as well. If we are super lucky. Nice, making use of that noted emote. It doesn't help that the background is also very light colored, so there's not a lot of contrast. And I noticed now that the regular Alolan Vulpix also has a bluish color at the bottom part of the tail, but this is like a different shade, and the feet are also differently colored. So yeah, and there's no sparkling effect around. Unfortunately, the sparkling effect is specifically when you have like when it goes into battle, but some of you who are probably better with colors than I am can tell the difference. Okay, let's see. Next question. Let's do one question and one I will do in a poll style. So, any other questions that you would like to ask me to get to know me a little better? Yeah, I guess more defined colors is the best way to put it. But I watched videos of it, and you can see it already in the trade animation if it's gonna be a shiny or not. And then in the once you look at your collection, you also have a star. Favorite part about interacting with community? Hmm, good question. Favorite part? I guess if I have to pick like a specific example, is I love the interaction that we have when it comes to good luck and gachas because no, no, I think I can pick a absolute favorite, and I feel like this was more of an improvisation in the beginning, but when Twitch alerts were more defined, like at some point they introduced more defined Twitch alerts, and it was during that time that I started making some more custom alerts, and I love the luck boost redeem, the interaction we have through that, because it's kind of a gacha in both ways. Because uh, on one part, you are wishing me good luck, hoping that I get what I'm aiming for, and at the same time, the redeem and pretty much all of the redeems that have like a graphic on screen also is a gacha in on itself, because you may get the common image, or you may get the rare, or if you're very lucky, the ultra rare version. And yeah, I just, it's a way I feel connected with you guys, you know? I could, of course, say yes, just like that. And I could say things like the way I could say something generic, of course, like the way I get to share my gaming experiences, my stories, my my ups and downs with you guys. That's also uh, very wholesome, and it's one of the goals that I always have as a streamer, to make people happy, to share experiences, to spread knowledge, to spread positivity. But I feel like this is a very unique interaction for me and my community, and even though it doesn't fit every scenario and every stream, I love it whenever it happens. And I play card games, so of course I'm gonna be doing gacha through that. I open card packs and hope I get an ultra rare in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or a golden or animated card in Pokemon Pocket TCG, or a legendary card in Hearthstone, or moving on from card games, many fantasy games, including my most played fantasy game and MMORPG, World of Warcraft. It has loot. There are some drops that are exceedingly rare, so that's another occasion when you guys can wish good luck for me. Mount drops, yes, mount drops, pet drops, all sorts of stuff like that. And then, of course, there's the actual gacha games, even though that's technically only one that I play these days. When I do the 10 pulls or single pulls, and sometimes I manage to get the character, the super super rare character that I'm aiming for, but sometimes I have to be patient, or like we are doing right now, shiny hunting. Do I collect real life card games? Not so much. I do have a Yu-Gi-Oh card collection. Some of them I got in Japan while I was there. I figured I have to get some real-life cards from the country that first originated the card game. And one of the rarest cards that I have, I think I showed it off at some point in Discord, is in fact a um, some kind of anniversary golden rare Xyz monster. Very proud of that. Probably my most valuable card. Um, I think I have some Pokemon cards back from childhood or some that I got at conventions, but that's pretty much it. I guess rather than cards, I do collect artworks from, like, I do like having physical artworks. Uh, Most of them I got from conventions, and fun fact, most conventions that I went to, this is more Ginkolor, happened in the past, oh, I don't know, 4 years, like after COVID. I guess I learned my lesson how quickly the world can shut down and suddenly you can't go anywhere. And just before COVID, I actually went to a convention in Chicago where I was sent originally to work. And I think I told this story before about how it's there that I met Matt Mercer and got his autograph. Um, Matt Mercer, Critical Role, the voice actor, and all that. I have my DM screen signed by him. How do you want to do this? And yeah, that was just before everything got locked down. And then I started going to Docomi. I learned about the convention that's in Romania. And yeah, Gen 1 Shadowless Charizard Sasfo. Holy smokes, that's like, is that dollars? I mean, either way, even if it's dollars or pounds or euros, that's still a lot of money. Dollars, I see, I see. But yeah. Alright, after this trade, let me make another poll. I didn't prepare. I had some of my cash. I haven't. That's probably a mistake that I haven't written down all these questions. I just thought of some in my head, thought I could memorize them, but yeah, after a long day at work and the heat and the drinking I had earlier, I might not be able to remember everything as I should, so let's see. Okay. Oh, let me start this trade while I write trade. Okay. Good answer, thank you, thank you. Alright. Yeah, I basically answered two questions, one from Mao and one from Dragon as well. And I told stories about me going to conventions. Alright. You know what? That makes me think. Since I talked about conventions now, which convention did I not go to? I'm not gonna put Dokomi because I already mentioned that several times, so let's just go with 4 options then. Which convention did I not go to? There's of course many all around the world in different times of the year. So is it TwitchCon Las Vegas, TwitchCon Rotterdam, Offkai, or East European Comic Con? And I will continue the Pokemon trades while I'm at it. Very simple, monotonous task, so it's good to do it while on stream and while talking to people. Technically could just look at my Streamlabs screen, my streaming software, and not even the game itself. Oh, and there's an ad break right now, but it's gonna end soon. Okay, 2 votes for Offkai Expo. Seem very sure of yourself. To be fair, I think I talked about pretty much every convention in these past 2+ years of streaming that I went to, so yeah, we'll see. That's up between the two again. Oh, okay. Which one are you thinking about specifically, Mao, if I may ask? Not that I'm gonna reveal anything until the poll is officially over, but I'm curious if you had the option to choose another thing. Rotterdam or Offkai? Okay, so Offkai Expo, and you guys are correct. That's one I haven't went to, and it seems very VTuber focused, but now that there's Vexpo, I don't think I want to go all the way to the US for that. Never say never, you know, I might make it at some time. And I was in fact at TwitchCon Rotterdam last year, so when I mentioned that I went to both Dokomi and TwitchCon in the same weekend, the way it worked is that I went to Düsseldorf, Germany for TwitchCon, not TwitchCon, Dokomi, and then I took a train to the Netherlands, and I had to change trains a few times, but as it happens, I have a friend who moved to the Netherlands and was waiting for me, and TwitchCon Europe was last year in Rotterdam, and they actually rented the hall for, I believe, 3 years or so. So that is why TwitchCon Europe was again at Rotterdam this year, and probably gonna be next year as well. Offkai is often the place for a lot of drama, especially with VTuber. Oh yeah. Yeah. Some people unfortunately they love drama, but I'm not all about that. Out of curiosity, I might check it out, but yeah, not really a thing for me. Alright, well done. And I realize sometimes I get so engrossed in my talk that I forget to press the A buttons and continue my trades. I haven't even counted how many I have done. And I'm probably just gonna keep going until I run out of things to talk about, and or my finger gets tired of pressing the A button, or I actually run out of Cantonian Vulpixes to trade. Is it Vulpixes, Vulpexi? I don't know what the plural would be for Vulpix. More than, but less than 100. Yes, that's a very safe statement, I would say. How about I ask you guys a question now, because it's only fair that I uh, want to know more about you guys as well. What games did you play lately? Fairly simple, but I know you guys watch me play all kinds of games every now and then, and I haven't. I realized I haven't really asked what are you guys into. Sometimes we play the same games. Sometimes we even play the games that I recommend. Whenever there is a sponsorship, for example. But I'm generally curious. What games have you played? I want to know more about your interests. Expedition 33, yep. Monster Hunter, ZZZ, and Elden Ring Night Rain. Oh yeah, Elden Ring Night Rain came out fairly recently, didn't it? I don't know if it's like a sequel or is it like just an expansion pack to the normal Elden Ring. And yeah, Expedition 33 is pretty much Game of the Year material, so I might try it out myself, but I don't think I have the setup necessary or the knowledge to stream it in a way that my stream doesn't crash or lag. It's a spin-off. Okay. Monster Hunter. Funny thing about Monster Hunter, now that you mention it, I haven't really gotten into Monster Hunter, but when I was in Budapest a few weeks ago, my friend who hosted me, he has a Switch as well, and he had an extra copy of Monster Hunter. I have it in my hand right now. It's actually a physical copy. Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin. So expect me to just play this randomly one of these days. I haven't played any Monster Hunter game before, and since my friend was generous and gave me this because he too got an extra copy from someone, so he passed it on to me. So yeah, I do like the cover artwork of someone flying around on a dragon. That's the Pokemon like. Okay, so that might actually be something that aligns with my interests. The fate of the world, I'm reading the back of it now. The fate of the world hangs in the balance as the exciting narrative about the Wings of Ruin unfolds. Hatch, race, and battle alongside monsters in this epic adventure. Did it have good reviews? I haven't even looked into reviews or anything because, as they say, don't look a gift horse into the mouth, but I'm curious before I pop it in, like what to expect. You tame them and they fight alongside you. Nice. Oh, that's right, because Monster Hunter is normally about hunting monsters and crafting armor from them, like the latest one. And this one, you're not only fighting, you're also taming them, right? And yeah, you raise them. Nice. Now that I think about it, I remember, but Snow Hunter is very busy with commissions and all sorts of stuff these days, but in their early days of streaming, Snow sometimes would not just stream art, but also games here and then. And one of the games they did play was this Monster Hunter game. I didn't know the title of it, but it did sound a lot like what you just described, like they were going around for eggs and they had all these different creatures with them. Okay, can do that in the grain crafting and training. Okay, nice. Oh, hello, Divis. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Divis, I actually talked about my new emotes, and I did mention that one of the emotes is from you. So when we first met, Divis was actually a cat VTuber, but they recently rebanded into a bee tuber. Get it? B VTuber? I guess VTuber is the best term for it, so that's why you see these cute bees with the glow sticks emote. How are you doing? I hope you have a lovely day as well and that you can beat the heat. Because here it's like, okay, it's getting cooler now, but it was up to 32 degrees Celsius during the day. So summer is well and truly here. Right now I'm just revealing new stuff about my model, new emotes, and we have pretty much gotten to the chatting portion, and I just run a bit of shiny hunting in the background so that I have something else on the screen as well. But yeah, this is pretty monotonous because I'm doing trades and I'm just pressing the A button basically, so that means I don't need to focus too much and I can instead focus on talking. I think I will, while this trade is going on, I will pose you guys another question in the form of a poll. New poll. This time, instead of trying to guess the lie, I'm gonna ask guys which one is the truth. I think you can leave it at 3 options. So, I like to pose this question because it's Pride Month, of course, and I am an ally of the LGBT. And in fact, next week, just plugging it real quick, we will have a podcast around it with my LGBT friends. It's called Pridecast. It's not gonna be on my channel, it's gonna be at a friend's channel, but let's see if you guys paid attention. Maybe you were there last time or you know them yourself. Which one of these is true when it comes to my streamer friends? And we are talking strictly about sexuality here, not like sexual preference and not sexual identity. There we go. So is it 2 pan and 1 bi, 2 lesbian and 1 gay, 2 pan and 1 lesbian friend? For some of you, this might be easy, but those who don't know, this well is a chance for you guys to get to know me better. I could count 4 people technically, but the 4th person isn't really streaming, so I'm not counting them. And gay is, I guess I didn't mention, is technically what I call a man who's interested in a man, and exclusively in man. Because I don't think, even though gay can also be a general term, it's also, I guess, specifically used for love between two men, two people who identify as men. Okay, so we have 1 vote for 2 lesbian and 1 gay, and 2 pan and 1 lesbian. Alright. And the one who is correct, because I know I may have it may have been a bit tricky, because before I asked which one is not true, this time I asked which one is true. The one who guessed it correctly is 2 pan and 1 lesbian friend. And that would be Yuri, who identifies as lesbian, and Neo and Raven are pansexual. So, congratulations to whoever guessed that. Ah, Yuvi. That's what you guessed. Lucky guess then. You want a trophy? Hang on. I don't have any trophies at hand, but how about you get a chance? How about this? If I get lucky enough to get a shiny Alolan Vulpix, you can be among the people who votes for the name. How about that? But yeah, if you want to find out more about these people that I mentioned here, there's gonna be a very special stream next Wednesday, and you guys will get a chance to learn more about them. Okay, great. Alright, in the meantime, we will continue with our trades. Honestly, I haven't been paying too much attention, so I may have missed a shiny, but Since it's 1 in 4096 chance, there's better chances that I didn't get one than I did, so we'll see. I'm pretty sure, like, I haven't noticed any, like, we are looking for one that looks like the one on the left side, so I haven't seen any that had that kind of colors, even though they are pretty close to each other. How about I ask you something now? My favorite choice of poison when it comes to alcohol is wine. Compared to Dracula, who says, I never drink wine. I actually love wine. And now I'm curious, if you are a drinker, what's your favorite drink? What's your favorite alcohol? Or it can be a cocktail as well. Or if you prefer not to drink and you just drink non-alcoholic stuff, what is your favorite choice of drink? Water can be a valid answer if you just drink water. I'm just curious. And I believe, let me think. So if we do that poll for the names, Mao guessed correctly and I think Dragon guessed correctly before. So 3 people so far can be in the poll for the name. Or can submit names and then we do a poll to see which one it will be. Rum was mine a long time, but now you love the honey wine. Honey wine, is that... I think there's a word for that. Isn't that mead? Like M-E-A-D? I believe, like, the process... I guess it's... Mead is more like beer, so honey wine might be something else. Met, okay. I'm curious, what's it... Is that... Mead is fermented honey, yes. What's the word for it in German? Is that M-A-T? M-E-T? Or is it pronounced met? I admit I'm not familiar with the German term. You don't drink anymore, so you're good old Caipirinha, even without alcohol. Okay. Met in Germany, okay. Mate. Mate? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Mate? I think if it's like just an E, then it's mate. Matthew. Okay, dankeschön, thank you. Mate. There is, in fact, let me look it up. Why not? Let's do a bit of trivia as well. There is, I think, a very famous honey wine or mead brand in Romania. In Romanian, it's Mied, M-I-E-D. Well, I guess there's multiple, but one of the more well-known was is Mied Dacic, the Dacian mead. Now, some of the history buffs might know this already. Oops, sorry for the loud noise. I just hit my Switch-Con to the desk. Switch-Con, the Joy-Con. The Switch's Joy-Con to the desk. So Dacians were like the ancestors of the Romanians. They got mixed with the Romans, and yeah, that's how Romanians became true. But there are still some Dacian names around, and people are proud of their Dacian heritage. And there are sometimes fairs that shows off these old tribes. So yeah, the mead, one of the popular mead brands, is in fact named after them. I mean, if you think about it, alcohol was probably produced since almost like the dawn of time. Sometimes people maybe just uh, accidentally discovered fermented products and realized that they can get messed up and it feels kind of good, even though they then get hangover and headaches if they consume too much. What about you, Mao? I know you don't drink alcohol, but if you had to choose a non-alcoholic drink or cocktail, what would be your favorite? Maybe you told me once before and I apologize if I forgot, but you can share it with the rest of chat now as well if you feel like it. Speaking of honey wine, though, I think I only had it once in my life, which is rather strange, considering that I am already 108 years old. Not that I'm an alcohol buff, but it's not that it's super rare or expensive or difficult to get. No, it doesn't have to be. It can be a certain kind of fruit juice. It can be, like I said, if you don't drink anything, just water, that's fine. If you prefer sparkling water, carbonated water compared to regular water, cold iced tea, yeah, that's also nice, especially during these hot seasons. I do like peach and well, mostly peach, but I like raspberry, like, yeah, cold raspberry tea. I think Lipton has raspberry as well, but I know they have the peach for sure, and lemon, of course, lemon iced tea. Oh yeah, orange juice definitely. I like apple juice as well, but I'm very careful about drinking it because, especially at some point in my life, I don't know if I was just allergic to it or something, but it went right through me. So I drank it, and I kid you not, in a couple of minutes I had to run to the bathroom. Like it, it caused me digestive issues. Let's just say that, so that I don't go into more detail. Apple juice rated sparkling or fat, but I select sparkling rosé too. Oh, okay. But wait, is sparkling rosé um, is it alcoholic or non-alcoholic? Because rosé, as far as I know, is still an alcoholic. It's a type of wine, right? I prefer white wine, by the way. In on one end and out the other. It's funny that, yeah, you said apple juice because that's exactly the one I had trouble with. You can get a non-alcoholic version. I was not aware of that. Interesting. Good to know. Cherry banana mix ice cold is my favorite fruit and like a smoothie. Nice. Okay. Yeah, the banana is more creamy, more consistent, more smoothie-like, and then ice and cherry. Yeah, ice makes it more liquid and cooler, and cherry, the additional fruity taste. Nice. I might just have to try something like that at some point. I do like sweet stuff in general. That's another ginkgo lore. I am... In German we would also call it Naschkatze, which is like a dessert cat. I think that's the rough translation. So, since I like sweet stuff, I like fruit as well, although some of the fruit, of course, are sour or even bitter. Oh, did you guys ever try or know someone who tried sweet tooth? Yes, that's the English term, Naschkatze in German. Let me see the link. Ah, okay. Schlur rosé. Interesting. I know you also have Katzenzunge. Yeah, wait, I know that from an anime because I watched Ranma 1.5, and that's when she was cursed at some point with Katzenzungen and Findlichkeit. And because of that, she couldn't use hot water to turn back into a man. But I didn't know what Katzenzunge is. Actually, it's a chocolate treat. Okay. Nice. Katzenzunge. Is it because it's shaped like a tongue? Interesting choice of a name. In Hungary, we actually have, like, or not just in Hungary, but in Hungarian tradition, there is a dessert called bird milk. Like, that would be the literal translation. Let me see. Madarte in Hungarian. What would that be in English? Floating island. There we go. Link copied. Love how this basically became a discussion overall about dessert. So yeah, that's the Hungarian floating island, or Madarte. It is pretty milky, to be fair, but birds don't have milk, right? Maybe... Does the platypus count as a bird? Because it's technically a mammal. Like, platypus was some kind of strange experiment. Sometimes people call it proof of God's sense of humor, because it's like a mix of different animal types. He posted a pic in general about... Okay. Katzenzunge. Oh, okay. Very cute. I gotta share this with the stream. Can't not share it. Let's see. Yeah, so this is what it looks like, and cute packaging as well with the kittens. Nice marketing strategy, but yeah, it does kind of look like a tongue. Interesting. Full milk chocolate. It's milk chocolate, full milk chocolate. Chocolat au lait. I'm probably not right pronunciation, but that's I believe French. So that grand man here in Germany, they deserve name Cold Dog. Yeah, weird names. Yeah, probably a lot of culture. Mao, can you think of any special dish that has a really funny or weird name in English? Because nothing comes to mind. Like, I know there's hot cross bun, for example, but that's not really that weird. There's like literally a cross on it. Spotted dick. Okay, yeah, I forgot all about spotted dick. Isn't that a fish? Hold on, don't tell me. Let me try and guess. Spotted dick. Spotted dick. Or is it some kind of biscuit? Like, I know dick doesn't have to be from penis necessarily. And like Richard, biscuit is closer, okay. So it's maybe some kind of cookie or some kind of, I guess pastry is a very general term. Okay. While this trade goes on, I'm now really curious. Spotted dick. Oh, it looks... This is what it looks like, okay. Just gonna share. The shape is actually... doesn't seem to have anything to do with male anatomy. It's some kind of pudding by the description. I don't know if that's like the typical that you see in those pictures. Feel free to correct me, Mao, but yeah. That's spotted dick, everyone. Historically made with suet and dried fruit, usually currants and raisins, and often served with custard. You know what? Just because it has this kind of name, I gotta try it next time I'm in the UK, which will be in September for Bexpo, along with the Stremtem, and Dragon as well will be there. Excited about that. The name was... You guys really would have wanted it to be dick-shaped. Did I tell you a story about how I found in one of my local stores, even though it's like a novelty shop, like Asian and some other foreign country products? I found chips. Some of them are vagina flavored, and like, I'm paraphrasing, but okay, what am I saying? I'm 108 years old, I can say things, I'm an adult. It was literally, I think, called pussy flavor, and there's also penis flavor as well. And there's also an energy drink flavor if you want to be more safe for work, but yeah, apparently they are produced in Latvia, in the Baltic region. They are apparently more adventurous over there. I don't know if it's still available because it was several weeks ago when I last went to that shop, but yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me, when I went to Budapest just a few weeks ago, I showed you one of the pictures, hang on, of a place called Simple Garden. That's like a so-called ruin bar because it's inside a ruin. Let me see, photography. Which one is of the Simple Garden? Oh, it's actually a video, rather. So yeah, there's this ruin bar. And it's not shown here, but one of the bars, one of the places where you could get rings, also had like vagina and penis-shaped lollipops. So it's already a very famous tourist spot in Budapest, the Simple Garden, and yeah, you can get interesting shaped candy there as well. You can buy chocolate shaped special body parts, even you can send in your own. Oh, wow. I think when I just went, oh, I think that's when you really notice the facial expression with the eyebrows. Yeah. I guess the penis shape is easier for lollipops, but with the vagina, I guess. Does that count as practice? I don't know. Oh, and when I went to Docomi, it has an 18 plus section that also had like genital shaped candy stalls, so yeah, you could try all sorts of stuff. Love how I'm segueing from one topic to another and then suddenly suddenly we are talking about genital shaped stuff. You guys hear some popping sounds in the background? That's because there's probably some fireworks and the noise can be heard pretty much throughout the city. How did you get so good, Justin? Yeah. Oh, speaking of Expo, I'm on their Discord and I see there's an update about art contest submissions. And they're gonna be announcing the winners on June 11th. Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure what's the contest all about, like what's the prize. But there you go. The lollipops, at least the one that I saw in Hungary, I'm pretty sure they are just regular, like fruit flavor, it's just a shape. But the chips that I mentioned are apparently meant to actually taste like a real thing. But if I would try the penis one, I would not have a reference. Sorry, I wouldn't be able to tell if it's real or not. The other one, maybe. We'll see. Alright. After this trade, I think I will do a little pause and check my roster just in case I missed a shiny. Can taste both. Alright then. Yeah, I noticed, but I never asked that you, UV, you have a, even though you have a boyfriend right now, you do have, or rather, you're not choosing between the two genders, so. Seems like I'm meeting more and more LGBT people, even if they are not from the UK. So I guess when I asked the questions, I could have put another bi or pansexual into it. It doesn't taste all the same. True. Pan, okay. Nice. So 3 pan and 1 lesbian streamer friends then. Got it. I'm curious now, in Germany, how's the situation, like, how widely accepted is the LGBT? You love my pants, nice to cook. Like Romania, for example, is one of the least tolerant places. Unfortunately, in Europe at least. Yeah, I imagine it's especially the traditionalists, the older people, yeah. Even though even in their generation probably people like that exist, it's just that Maybe they don't dare to reveal themselves. All the generations are not open to it, indeed. Well said, Dragon. I would say everyone deserves respect and chance at happiness, and it doesn't always have to be the opposite gender, right? Oh, I said that I would inspect my Pokemon list, but I just kept on doing trades. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more and then I will actually do a check. I'm 99% sure I haven't gotten a shiny yet, but you never know. Oh, sorry to hear that, Mao. I hope that didn't cause too many conflicts, but if they learn to accept it eventually, that's a good thing in the end. Slow but don't force the audience. Yeah. I feel like most LGBT people are not about forcing stuff on others, but rather, like, I feel like there are good and bad people in all camps, right? Some who may take things to the extreme, but most LGBT people are really all about being heard and being accepted rather than, you know, putting a propaganda forward or stuff like that. Oh, thank you for the alert, QV. Thank you for joining in on the votes and the discussions as well. Oh, we are now in with some Arabian music. Okay, let's say 3 more trades and then I'll inspect the group. Yeah, parents definitely should. That's one, and then another one. That's 2. And 3. And I think what you said, Mao, is true as well. Like, you don't have to fully agree with someone to, like, accept their point of view, right? Or accept them or respect them. Me is better than it's wrong and shouldn't be encouraged. I see. Hey. it. There is a channel that I followed on Twitter for a while called Daily Romania, and a lot of the time they would just post pictures of Romania, and I loved that, but they also frequently pushed their political and religious views, and the day I stopped following them, I think I talked about this once before on stream, the day I stopped following them is when they showed like a leaderboard or poll of who is the most tolerant and least tolerant country in Europe when it comes to LGBT, and Romania was the second least tolerant, and I don't remember which one was the least tolerant. But doesn't matter. But I remember the poster said, "Bravo, you guys! Hopefully next year we will be the least tolerant." That's when I was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't take this anymore. You could have just stuck to posting nice pictures of nature and buildings. You had to go there unfollowed and muted, and I don't want to see your post ever again. That's... Oh, now that I think about it, I could also do Ratata trades if I want to take a break from the Vulpix trades. Because I also have a whole bunch of Ratata from a previous shiny hunt. And you can trade that for Alolan Ratata. Okay, so there's gonna be a star over here if they're shiny, and of course the art will also be quite obvious. Can I hold it down? Yes, I can hold it down to go. But I'm afraid then the data may not load properly and I will miss the star. I mean, obviously the artwork is also not loading quickly enough. But like text information seems to be up to date. Yeah, I have a mix of Cantonian and Alolan Vulpix companions, both male and female. Oh, and now I'm going into other species. Yeah, the natures, I think they affect the stats, basically. I don't know how this particular... Why is this particular Alolan Vulpix among the Cantonian Vulpix? I have no idea. Yeah. Just had to double check. It's indeed a regular one. Maybe whenever I guess next time when I'll just have this kind of chatting and relaxed stream, I will do a Rattata trade, but I still have plenty of Vulpixes to go through, so I'm gonna focus on that right now. Trans Vulpix. Could be. Alright. Let's continue the trading, shall we? Any other questions you would like to ask me? And I will also think of some more questions and topics. Okay, regular Vulpix. Maybe that's why most of the Vulpixes are female, because some may be actually male who became female, or maybe all of them are female and some of them just become trans men. Who knows? I'm just guessing at this point. If you could collab with any streamer, okay. How long have I been playing D&D? Okay, both good questions. Alright. If I could collab with any streamer, well, there's actually two that came to mind, of course. It's very unlikely that I will ever collab with someone from HoloLive, so if I pick someone from Twitch and who's indie and not HoloLive, it would be Lumi. Yes, but there's another person that I was thinking about, and hopefully they still do these kind of collabs when they have guests, and they often have like dishes from different countries. And her name is Giri or Onigiri. She currently lives in Japan. You probably heard of her. Actually, she had Zeta as a guest, and they made Indonesian food. But yeah, she sometimes has these streams where she invites someone and she does the cooking, and the guest just gives directions and recipe on traditional food. So yeah, these two are if I could collab with anyone. And as for how long I've been playing D&D, you know, I actually lost track how many years exactly, but so the artist who made these emotes just now and who made my initial emotes, Azarea, when I met her and her husband and we started playing D&D, they just had a daughter. And then at some point she got pregnant, and she got pregnant with twins. And she gave birth to those twins, and the twins are now, I think, I would say 4 or 5 years, no, 5 years old, because I think they were born shortly before COVID, so they are almost 6 years old. And she was pregnant at the same time as another friend of mine, so I would say I've been playing for nearly 8 years now, because I met this couple during the beginning of my D&D journey when we were still playing at a game club, which we no longer go to, unfortunately. I think it even closed down. But yeah, I actually started D&D pretty late in my life. I know it has been around since the 70s, I would say. I went to the museum in the US where the D&D stuff was. Wait, Lakeshore? Not Lakeshore. Is it Lakeshore? The birthplace of Gary Gygax. Let me look it up. Gary Gygax birthplace. Lake Geneva. I know it started with an L. Lake Geneva, yes. The guy who runs the museum and the shop, he actually knew Gary Gygax, and they used to play D&D together. So yeah. Last time I was in Chicago, because it's, well, not that far from Chicago, I was actually... And I took a picture in front of Gary Gygax's house too. And I got one of the OG... I don't think I've shown this off yet on my Discord or talked about on stream, but I can show you, like, there's a fun little history about the dice bags. The original dice bags are actually these textile pouches in which some kind of alcohol bottles were in. Some kind of rum, I think. And initially, of course, people didn't have dice bags, and they improvised. They got from their parents these pouches that they were no longer using because they already used the drink, and they put their dice in there. And I got one of these OG pouches actually. I think it was like $20 or something. Let me check. Later on, one of my friends actually got me one of those bottles of that alcohol, and it still is produced with that textile pouch, and so now I technically have to. Let me see. No, I don't remember where. Is it over here? Oh, it might be this one. Okay. Alright, found them. Both of them actually. Oh, hang on, I should probably turn off these lights because every light is an extra heat source. There we go. I'm gonna take a picture of them with my phone. So it's a drink called Crown Royale. I believe it's a type of whiskey. And the bottle is inside these pouches. To upload it to Discord. Meantime, this trade can continue to happen. Probably have to flip the image, but oh no, never mind. You guys will be able to see it without rotating the image. So I posted it on Discord under photography. It should be up right now. So the one on the left is the one that I got at the gift shop / museum. And the one on the black on the right side is actually a friend got me a Crown Royal bottle, and she said I could. Well, we drank it together, I believe, but I could keep the pouch, you know, as to use as an additional dice bag. So yeah, and if I look up Crown Royal, so you guys can see what the drink is all about. Is too long. Oh, there are no pictures of the bag here. Seems like it's a Canadian whiskey, actually. Okay. It's actually on a Romanian website. It's a Romanian shop, but Yeah, so the bottle comes in these, like it's their signature thing. It comes inside these pouches, and the kids, teenagers back then, they repurposed these bags for dice bags. So yeah, if you didn't know where D&D dice bag, what were the original D&D dice bags pouches? Yeah, that's where they come from. It is in fact real fancy. I remember asking like, okay, so before official dice trays and dice bags, what did they put their dice into? And he's like, I'm glad you asked. And he explained how they got these Crown Royal bags, and yeah, they put dice into it and they were actually selling it at the shop. Okay, hang on. While this trade happens, I'm gonna grab some more water, run out. Remember everyone to stay hydrated, especially in the summer, and if you're drinking alcohol too. Okay. How about I make another poem? Let's see if anyone guesses correctly. It might be an easy question for some. Well, it's all about getting to know me, really, not really about shared something we used to use. Ah, okay. Let me see. Oh, laundry detergent tablets. Nice. I think I've seen these kind of stuff before. Okay. And you saw people use their dice or put their dice in and carry it. Cool. Okay. Wait, I forgot. What was I going to do before this? Before I got distracted with the dice? Crap. Guess I'm tired. Dice or any other little collectible toy. What was I gonna look up or do? Oh, a poll. Yeah, I was doing a poll. Thank you, Mao. Can always rely on you to remind me of stuff and help me out with streaming stuff. It's gonna be about languages this time. Oh crap, where did this mod come from? Did I open a window for too long? Okay. Anyway, not gonna get distracted by that. No, it wouldn't work. I think it would be too easy to guess. I need to... Okay, how about this? Moth. Wait, Matarakan is a roach, right? Or is she a moth as well? I'm not fully familiar with her design. Start poll. So, I spoke before about the fact that I speak 5 languages. And which one of these 5 languages did I learn outside of school? Let's see if you've been paying attention, or maybe you don't know me enough and would like to take a guess. So, Hungarian, Romanian, Japanese, English, or German. It can be tricky because, yes, my native language is, like my mother tongue is Hungarian, but did I learn that in school or just in my family? Romanian, country's language, maybe that's the obvious that it has been taught in school. But you may not be familiar with the Romanian school system, so you don't know which foreign languages they teach and which one they do not. Okay. 2 votes for German so far. Yeah, first I was thinking about doing a poll of which one of these languages do I not speak, or I put several lists of 5 languages and you guess which one is the lie here. But then I thought about, okay, which one did I learn outside of school? And it is indeed a tricky one. Now, German, unfortunately, is not the right answer here, because you may have remembered when I talked about how I had a tutor when I was little from a neighbor, and how I also learned from like watching German cartoons. But the matter of fact is, I think I also mentioned that German was the 2nd foreign language in school that I was taught, and I think it's still taught in high school. We didn't learn it in like from 1st to 8th grade, so elementary and middle school, but we did in fact have German lessons in high school. Now the right answer is actually Japanese. That was completely out outside the school year, and that one I started learning. Um, that one I started learning purely out of my own passion, and I did take lessons. Like, yes, I had private tutor, and I went to a club, and we had lessons there, but it wasn't like a licensed, real professional teacher. So yeah, Japanese by this standard is the only language that I wasn't taught. And I'm curious, is Japanese actually available as a perhaps optional foreign language class in school? Yeah, it wasn't language school. It was more like a Japanese culture club. Like, it was called Kizuna. It's not uh, there anymore, unfortunately. But it was like called officially a Romanian Japanese culture club, and it was led by both Japanese people and Romanians as well. But the Japanese moved away, unfortunately. Fun fact, Kizuna means bond, but you may know about this if you watch a lot of anime. Because I think Kizuna is a very common word there. Even in Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, Yusei always said Kizuna. So yeah, good guess though. I mean, yeah, it was a bit tricky because I learned a lot of German, if not most of my German, from outside school, but it was in fact taught in school as well. Japanese is not an option to learn in the UK, at least where I live anyway. Okay. Let's see. I think the video that I watched from the shiny trade, shiny hunt, from these trade shiny hunts, is someone had to trade like 2,000 something Pokemon before they got their shiny, but yeah, 1 in 4,000 chance. That can really take a while. And I know in Germany, so yeah, this reminds me. So Dokomi is in a city called Düsseldorf, and that's a lot of A pressing. It is indeed. Düsseldorf is also the place for the largest Japanese community, not just in Germany, but also in the entirety of Europe. And they have like straight up Japanese schools. They have a street that is dedicated to like a Japanese community. It's like a small. There's actually an area called Small Tokyo, and they have a street that is full with Japanese restaurants and shops, and yeah, like a mini Tokyo. And in German, it's called the Immermannstraße, and it's written in Japanese as well when you see like the street sign. I did visit it, and in fact, it's something Takarashi Kiara taught me actually. That it's a tradition with Dokomi that after the day is over, you go to the street and you line up for one of the Japanese restaurants and eat some nice Japanese food, and literally line up because a lot of these places are so busy that the queue goes all the way to the street. So unless you have, I don't know if you can actually do reservations. Unless you have a reservation, yeah, good luck getting in. I did manage to get in, but sometimes it was in off hours, or I just really looked for one that's not in the main street but nearby. Real Japanese queuing experience, exactly. When I was in Japan, I also had like this queuing experience, but it was worth it and it wasn't that long. But in Kyoto, there is a district that's very well known for its ramen restaurants. Like a lot of university students go there as well. It's called Ichijoji. There's like a train stop there as well. And uh, I looked up one of the famous restaurants, and there was a queue, and at least you could sit down on benches outside, but you did have to wait to get in because it was fully packed. It wasn't even a weekend, I think. It was that day though. I remember ordering ramen, and there was like a special offer, like a combo, both ramen and the karage, the fried chicken and some rice. But I feel like that day I really needed those extra calories because I also uh, walked a lot because the first half of the day I went up to. Have you guys watched Yu Yu Hakusho? That's good. You're gonna see why I'm asking that question and why it's relevant. So when I know you can order online, you can skip the queue. Oh, I see, I see. Okay, well, in Yu Yu Hakusho, there are these two side characters, Hiei and Kurama. And they are actually named from mountains that are next, like just north, I believe. Was it north? I think it's north of Kyoto. And yeah, it's north of Kyoto. And that day I went, I wouldn't say hiking because I did walk for a portion, but I also used those machines that take you up and down the mountain. So I did walk a lot on Mount Kurama, and also just outside Kurama mountain there's also like this small village where I went to an onsen that also took a bit of walking to get to. So once I was done with that, I went to the ramen shop, and later that evening I went up the Fox Shrine place, the Fushimi Inari, another popular spot in Kyoto, and that's the one with the 1,000 red gates, the tories going up, and it's dedicated to the goddess Inari, who is often associated with foxes. So yeah, I really needed that energy from the fried chicken and the ramen. And it was really good. It was worth the wait. Damn, have I really been talking for over 3 hours? I just looked at the time. How long did I have to queue for? I don't remember exactly, but I would say 15 minutes, maybe less. So 15, 1-5. Not terribly long. And you know, I was looking at my phone or just looking around the street, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, I did need to be patient. And I think I sat at one of those counters where, you know, several people can sit next to each other. So yeah. Don't ask me what the name of the place was though, because I forgot. I just know that it was good, and I saw it in a YouTube video. Streamer went there and waited 5 hours. 5 hours? Wow. Yeah, that's... that's quite a wait. But it may not have been my place then, or he went during a really busy time period. 5 hours for ramen. I mean, by that time you already probably want to eat something else, otherwise you will starve, or I don't know. That shows dedication though. You're really willing to wait that long. Ah, okay. Special offers. That would explain it. Okay, I'm gonna do a head count real quick after this to see just how many more do I have to trade, because I know I've done quite a few, but I don't know if I actually have the time to go through all of them today. Might do another chatting stream like this and I'll just do these trades in the background. Okay, so each row has 6 Vulpixes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so 20 times 6, that's 120. Wait, am I doing the math correctly? 20 times 6. 120 plus 4, 124. Maybe I'll keep 1 or 2 Cantonian Vulpixes so I don't exhaust them, but I have over 100, that's for sure. So it might take another 3 hours to go through all of them, because I maybe went through 100 or so. And yeah, it's still no guarantee, because like I said, 1 in 4,000. That's the fun part about the super rare stuff and what you read on forums and articles as well, that you have the super rare stuff and people are bragging, oh, I got it on my first pull, or oh, I got it on the second or third try. I mean, you have the right to brag, just, you know, okay, if you just say, okay, I got it on my first pull, but if you add to it, haha, losers, haha, it's not so rare, I got it on my first try, then you are an asshole. But if you just say, hey, I got lucky, some people are even nice and say, okay, I got it on my third pull, good luck everyone. I feel like that's a fairly neutral statement, so yeah. Like when I got my shiny Pidgeotto, who's now a shiny Pidgeot, and even a mega shiny Pidgeot, I didn't have the best possible odds. The best possible odds are 1 in 200, and you need to build a combo of 36, have the shiny charm, and which I do have the shiny charm, and have a lure active, which I did. But I had a combo of maybe 7 or 8. I need to maybe go back on my VOD to see exactly what's the status of that. But yeah. Just adjusting my camera real quick. Third try, losers, yeah. I'm really happy about these model updates. Unexpected but welcome surprise, yeah. That's a Star Wars code, by the way. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Don't remember who said it though. I think I'm gonna be going for another, I would say, just so we're at the round time, another 45 minutes. I don't need to wake up that early, but I do have another stream in the morning with my Japanese streamer friends, so I wanna make sure I don't oversleep, so I don't need to sleep that early, but it's 10 a.m. my time, so let's say I finish at midnight, I go straight to bed and I can get a good 8 hours of sleep before I need to wake up for the collapse. So yeah, we're gonna be playing some Phasmophobia. Looking forward to that. One of them, Nana-chan, is like she. I would say she has no fear, and she just laughs at all the ghosts. It was Palpatine. Oh, all right, yeah, yeah. When he was at the end of episode 1, when he was elected as chancellor, and yeah, he was playing, of course. That, oh, it's such a surprise that I was nominated and became chancellor, but it's a welcome one. Surprised to be sure, but a welcome one. Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah, yeah. It all comes back to me now. My other guess would have been Obi-Wan Kenobi because, yeah, there's a lot of, even though it wasn't the best of the movies by many people's opinions, the prequels are very quotable and memorable, and there's so many extra material besides the movies about that era that really fleshes out the universe. So, yeah. Other quotes, of course, include only a Sith deal in absolutes, and from my point of view, the Jedi are evil, and some funny Jar Jar ones, of course. And other Gungans. Another happy landing, yes, that's the one. Hello there, which I often use when greeting people. Not intentionally quoting Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I do like hello there as a greeting. Hello there. Hello there, General Kenobi. Whenever I go into Nana-chan's chat and I say hello there, she's like, General Ginkgo-san, welcome. So yeah. Yeah, she always does that. Yeah, way too many memes to list them all, exactly. But what about the droid attack on the Wookiee planet? Yeah. Okay. How about, I don't know, anything else you may want to ask me? Oh yeah, you don't want to sell me that sticks. I don't want to sell you that sticks. You want to go back home and rethink your life. I want to go back home and rethink my life. Yeah. Good one, Mao. My favorite Star Wars movie, if I have to pick one, I think it's impossible. I can be diplomatic and pick one from each trilogy and maybe one of the off, like spin-offs and or connection or other kind of prequels. Like from the original, I think it's a cop out because a lot of people say Empire Strikes Back, or from the prequels, Revenge of the Sith, the third one. From the first, like the sequel trilogy, before they kind of messed everything up because they had different directors with different ideas, I would say episode 7 was pretty good, tolerable even, but they were they, went pretty safe, and I feel like they went in too much for the nostalgia. Classic question, what's your favorite piece of advice that I've received? Wow. That's a tough one, I think. I didn't even think that's a classic question, but advice, I guess advice in general about different things. Need to think real hard about that. Can hear the coaster. Nice. I guess it's. Yeah, I think I have to pick that one. It's something both my mother and my aunt, Mama Fox and Auntie Fox, have uh, taught me about is how, in life, it's good to be free and do the things that you want, but oftentimes you do the things that you have to do, even if you don't like them. So, when such things arise, the advice was something along the lines of, I'm paraphrasing now, do the things you don't want to do first, just get them over with, and then you'll be free of them, and then you can do the things you really like. I admit I don't always heed that advice, but going back and thinking about it, to me, right now it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, it's a good piece. So yeah, get the hard part out of the way, so to speak. That's also like uh, another lesson in that, and then you can enjoy yourself. Favorite meal? There's a lot of favorite meals. I love sushi, for example, but from more local cuisine, I like. It's called eggplant paste, but in some places it's called baba ganoush. So, a paste made from eggplants. I remember eating a lot of sandwiches like that, like just putting it, like spreading it on a sandwich. Just love both the texture and taste of it, and in our family we made it extra creamy. You could barely see any of the seeds in it, or it didn't even have those chunks. Some people do it more chunky, and some people do it more creamy. So yeah, those are the things that I would eat at any time, and especially when it comes to fish, like if I had to completely give up on meats, there's two kinds of meats that I would never be able to give up on, and that would be fish, especially salmon, and ham. Yeah. In the last couple of years, I've been more accepting of eating plant-based protein. Not to go vegan, but because it is a bit healthier to eat plant-based protein, like from tofu or from chickpeas, mushrooms, in a sense as well, uh, because they contain like less fat, and the plant-based compared to the animal meat-based proteins are also different, and you kind of need both of them. So yeah. But yeah, I could never give up on ham and salmon. Yeah, I don't agree with the people who say, like, I respect their choice if they want to be vegan, but I don't agree with some people teach that people are meant to be vegan, that we are not meant to be eating actually meat. I disagree. I think we are meant to eat everything. We are omnivores. So yeah. But if you're the type of person, for example, who doesn't eat meat for ethical reasons, because you just can't bring yourself to do that to animals, to see them getting killed for your sake, then yeah, absolutely, you can try to go vegan. I would say it makes more sense that our body needs a little bit of everything. And even in the animal kingdom, carnivores, even they don't eat just meat. Like, they are known to be carnivores. They are predators most of the time. They are the equalizers who kill the other non-meat eaters so that nature remains in balance, that a certain population doesn't grow too large, right? But even they eat grass and some other stuff, so they balance out all the nutrients in the body. Hmm. I don't know if maybe it's based on that, you know, the human body needs to grow, survive without meats. Maybe it's easier to be vegan once you have reached adulthood, when you're not growing that much. They eat a herb before they will eat. Yeah, that's also true, but I think they still consume some stuff on the side. And I remember a documentary that showed that cows, sometimes even they ate meat, like they ate snakes and such, because they were like desperate for some, they lacked some kind of nutrient, and yeah, they went for that meat protein that can be found in snakes. Slurped them up like spaghetti almost. Yeah, it was a crazy image. Yeah, I know, not the most tasteful thing. Sorry if I ruin your appetite if you're about to eat or have recently eaten, but yeah, that's a thing. Not very common, but can happen. Alright, I'm actually getting sleepy and tired, so I think I'm gonna go on for a few more minutes. So let's get a couple of more questions. Would it be unethical to feed a cow some beef? I would say yes. I know, I think I heard something about some people do it, you know, just to save cost or something, but that can lead to mad cow disease. But the same way you don't want to feed human meat, you probably don't want to feed cows their own flesh, the flesh of their own kind. I don't know. Even if they can't tell the difference, and even if even if it's not dangerous, ethically, I think it's wrong. But that's just my opinion. Oh, that's actually the Dark Kitsune from the Fox playlist. I recognize it. Yeah, it's one of the intro musics that I use, yeah. It's called Dark Kitsune. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. I guess since it's me, a fox's birthday, it's only fitting that we have all kinds of foxes on the screen and fox music as well. Okay. Let's say I do 6 more, so I finish off an entire row. Then we'll end it here. Let me ask you one question, and don't feel pressured or put on a spot like this, and it might be a difficult question, but I've been streaming for like over 2 years now, and what would you guys say made you stick around and keep on watching me and chatting with me? What really caught your attention? I don't think it's my gaming skills, but I am genuinely curious. So that was 1. Keeps on being pushed up, so I'm gonna count to 6. And then I'll stop the trades. So that's 2. Sure, vibes interesting, and of course Fox. The Fox look does contribute it. Thank you. Because, yeah, let's face it, there are many people to watch online, and you can't be everywhere at once and watch everyone at once. So sometimes you have to make a choice, and I do appreciate, even if it's not a lot of people right now, those take their time to watch me, put me in the background, chat with me, and support me as well. So, yeah. I like to know what makes me stick out from everyone else. You grow to like your voice and your stories and are passionate for your stream. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say, and good feedback as well. Yeah, funny thing is, I was a very quiet kid, but and even now I'm not the most talkative person, but if there's something that I'm really interested and passionate about, I can talk for hours. I can talk people's ears off, and I'm glad to hear about the soothing voice, because that's what I was going for. Some people make it like they go out of their way to be this super energetic person, and probably that's what they are all the time, and sometimes they even over exaggerate their bubbliness, and they talk like really fast and wait that. So sorry, I'm exaggerating, but yeah, some people like that sort of stuff, and a lot of people go for that kind of voice and energy, but I'd rather just bring myself, you know? So, yeah. I'm glad I provide a soothing voice, that you like it. Especially since I wasn't very confident with my voice for a long time. Like, I grown to accept it, but whenever I heard myself back on the recordings, it was very strange, because it felt almost like a different person, because of the whole anatomical reason, like the same voice that you hear when you talk is not the same that's played back on a tape, right? Those high energy people often rather disingenuous sometimes, so it's not clear and stuff. Yeah, like they put up a bit of an act, but let's face it, that can be entertaining to watch. Maybe you are looking for a person who is all super energetic and over the top, because yeah, they need something like that. I lost count. What's that, 6? You know what? Just so that we have like exactly 6 in the final row as well, I'm gonna do 5 more trades then, so count with me. Oh, this is another BRB song that I choose sometimes, I think. Or maybe I had it in the beginning, but it's from the Kitsune playlist for sure. Speaking of like acting, it's okay to act like as a different person than what you are in real life, but especially with the Japanese streamers I noticed, and especially with female streamers, like some of them have like more naturally deep voice and they intentionally pitch it up or alter their voice or add some kind of interesting quirk to it or pronunciation, and people find that interesting, but sometimes they let out their real voices and I'm like, hey, your real voice is just fine. Why would you go for a higher pitch or something like that, you know? The mommy voices, yeah. There is this streamer who I watched that would be, so I need 4 more, right? No, 3 more, okay. So there's the streamer that I started watching for a bit. I've been following Zeta's artist Mama and Arutera or Terra Aru, not sure which order is the 2 names, but Terra Aru is her Twitter handle. Anyway, and she was retweeting the debut of Ichini-san, yeah. So she retweeted the debut of a new VTuber, and she was the artist for them. And I remember this VTuber debuted, and she had like a very cutesy voice, but fate would have it that she would get sick the next day, right after her debut on her second stream, and because of that she had to drop the voice and she was talking in her more natural voice, a more deeper voice, and she powered through her sickness, but she kept talking in this more mature, more deep voice. But as soon as she got better, she's now back to the cutesy voice. And honestly, I guess it's just a personal preference. I prefer her natural voice. And in some cases, it can also be very straining. I believe Pecora had to take a very long break because she just couldn't keep it up and she started to sound off. And once she came back from her break, she sounded a lot better. I forgot her name, if I'm honest, but she looks a lot like Vestia Zeta because because she is from the same artist, so she's like her little sister. But she's a Japanese person who's learning some Indonesian, while Zeta is an Indonesian person who's learning Japanese. So quite the opposite, and very different personalities too. Let me look up her channel. She streams only on YouTube as far as I know. Ah, Ochinai Inaho. Inaho-san. I'm gonna link her channel right here. Yeah, it's in Japanese kanjis, the channel name, but you can see the English transliteration, the Romaji, there. And yeah, when I copy paste and there's these Japanese characters, the link is all screwy with these ats and percentages, but the link should still work. Okay, oh, one more trade, okay. Should I take this one from the bottom just because? Okay. Maybe this one will be the lucky one. Yeah, she's a relatively small streamer and she's from an agency, but that agency just recently launched with 3 talents. But yeah. I only know of her because her artist mom, who's also the mom of Zeppa, retweeted. Oh yeah. There's just so many people to watch, and I don't think I have the time to watch her regularly, but I found her debut, especially her debut time period, very fascinating with hearing her real voice and now hearing her streamer voice. And to be fair, there's like a voice that you sometimes put on in different situations, like you may talk differently to your friends, family, and differently to customers, right? If you're customer support, you may try to sound more polite, more professional, more serious, more soothing, maybe. Like customer support, how can I assist you? And maybe I sound different than if I ask my friend, hey, what can I help with? Yeah, sometimes they do baby voices. I'm personally, yeah, I'm not a fan of the baby voice, but if people like it, more power to them. Wait, did I do the trade or did I get distracted? No, I did the trade, okay. So at this point, I think I'll just check, make sure I didn't miss a shiny. I think I can apply some filters if I can remember how. Sort search. Search for a specific Pokemon. The name should start with a V. Vulpix. Let's make it the ice type, not the fire type. So that we don't look for the Cantonian Vulpixes. So this should be a full list of all my Alolan Vulpixes, the ice foxes. There's a lot, so I have to like quickly scroll through this. Hopefully I won't miss it this way, but I'm fairly certain I did not catch the one that you see on the left side. That's an actual shiny. Wait, I can't even tell if I'm making a loop already in the list or not. But I'll just hold this down for a little bit and yeah, I don't think we have a shiny. Well, like I said, it's very low chance, but And to be fair, there are other games in which you can get this Pokemon, probably with better odds. So, yeah. Would love to get a shiny Alolan Vulpix at some point, but I'm not too troubled about not getting it today. It was mainly just an excuse to do something in the background while I still am able to talk with you guys. Alright. I'm ready to wrap it up. Thank you for joining me today. It was... Oh, sorry. Hit my desk. My camera went down a bit. Anyway, yeah. Thank you. I was gonna say thank you for joining me today. Thank you for the good wishes. And let's rate someone and pass on the love. This is my wish for my birthday. Let's see. Who is online right now? Now what? Let's rate Bibli. I mentioned her several times already today. VTuber that I followed for a while and even was a moderator for, and also met at TwitchCon in Las Vegas. She was sick for a while and just today she returned to streaming, so I wanna show her some appreciation. So let me start the raid. Oh, and she has raids blocked. Okay, in that case, I already picked the second option. She just started, and she's a fellow Romanian, but she's from the UK and an artist. She looks like she is reacting to Summerfest games. Right, there is some game events right now revealing all sorts of stuff. Okay, start raid. Luiku. She made art for me once. I commissioned her at some point. I think I still have it somewhere in my Discord. I think in the fan art section. Yeah, right at the beginning, I have art from her. Let me see if I can show it real quick. Yeah, this one. This was made by her. So yeah, grab your raid messages. You can use the special emote if you're subscribed. But once again, I thank you so much for joining me for not just today, but the week-long celebration and all your support that you have given me over the years. I'd like to say, as always, thank you and take care of yourself. Know that you're appreciated. Love each other. And I shall see you next time.